I love Africa. It's so difficult to watch Ibrahim, I can't even say his name, Traoré, in his speeches and not be absolutely like shaken to the core at the absolute dedication he has to his people. And of course, that's a threat. That's a threat to colonialists. That's a threat to the West. Having anyone who is able to gather people that were ultimately very divided in a very large continent is a threat. If you don't know, Ibrahim has already survived over a dozen assassination attempts. I think it was like 18 or something. And of course, France is threatening him. He has taken upon himself in Burkina Faso to build roads. He is putting in the infrastructure. He's taken it away from private companies to ensure there's no corruption through there. And they are on the ground building roads right now, building the infrastructure that Africa deserves. He has taken control over their own resources. And of course, this is a huge threat because these colonialist nations like France, they profit off of exploiting Africa, and they always have. A continent as rich in resources and culture like Africa, being independent and being free and being able to profit for its people, oh my God, now that's a whole new world.
My people, leaders of Burkina Faso have told America that they are not interested in the schools and clinics they plan to build in their country. Well, the newly appointed U.S. ambassador to Burkina Faso paid a courtesy call on the Prime Minister. During her visit, she mentioned that they plan to build a number of schools and clinics. The Prime Minister said, "Thank you, but no thank you." He told her clearly that at this time, they have certain priorities, and one of the most important priority they have is security. So he made it clear that yes, it's good to have schools and clinics, but you need people to stay alive. He clearly accused the US of sabotaging the purchase of military equipment from Brazil. He says the US has used its power to prevent Brazil from shipping military equipment that Burkina Faso has purchased to them, all in the name of licensing. He clearly told her, if you want to support us, this is exactly what we need. We need to secure our land because we are still fighting militants. And so yes, it's good to talk about humanitarian things. It's good to talk about schools and clinics and all. But people must stay alive first. If people are not alive, they cannot go to school. So you need security first. And the priority of Burkina Faso at this time is security. They clearly told them, hey, you cannot come and then give us breadcrumbs. You cannot come and tell us what you think we need. We know what we need. And either you support us or you get out. You see, there is something about Burkinabés you need to know, my people. They are very resilient people. They are not flashy people, so they don't care about all the flashy stuff. Burkinabés, they are honest, hardworking, and resilient people. They don't mind the little they have. They will work hard because they are people with a lot of pride. All they need is to stay alive. Yeah? All they need is to stay alive. When you ask a Burkinabe, you meet a Burkinabe and you ask the Burkinabe, Alafi, they will tell you Alafi Bim, and they keep moving. So they are not impressed by people's presence and talk and flashy stuff. Whoever you are, the Burkinabés will tell you their peace of mind. Just look at the demeanor of the Prime Minister. Hey, Monsieur Apollinaire. You see, these are the type of leaders we like. People who will tell you the truth. People who are not afraid to face you. People who will tell you exactly what they need. They are not interested in charity. No, anytime African leaders have to meet with other people. No, I'm going to rephrase. Anytime African politicians meet with their counterparts from other parts of the world, why is the discussion always about, saving people? Always about saving people, supporting people. Why isn't it about partnership? We are here to help you. We are here to support you. Immediately the conversation starts in that manner, then everything is going south. We always have this defeatist mentality. I don't know what it is, but anytime they meet these other people, it looks like they stop being politicians, they stop being leaders, they stop being presidents. We need leaders who clearly tell people what they want, because these people are not there for charity. No. Upon all the accusations leveled against Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, we still have diplomats flocking these countries every time. We still have diplomats flocking these countries every time. If the countries are so bad, if there is nothing in those countries, why are diplomats flocking those countries every day? They are the same people who tell you these people are abusing people's human rights and all. But yeah, a new US ambassador has been appointed. You need to know what you want, and you must clearly express this. And we need leadership that can boldly stand and tell people exactly what they want and what it is. The minister, Monsieur Apollinaire, did not mince words. He told America, you guys have sabotaged us. How do you expect us to stay alive? Yet you want to build schools for us. If people are not alive, if people are being unalived every day, how will children go to school? Respect to the ambassador, but respect to our prime minister as well. Respect to the ambassador for sitting down and taking it all in. Respect to her. But I'm super proud of my leaders. Yes, this is Burkina Faso for you. Not countries with puppet leaders.
You are undoubtedly aware that a few hours ago, your peaceful sleep in the city of Ouagadougou was unfortunately disturbed by the sound of weapons. We sincerely apologize for this. We do not wish for it. We have never wished for it, but such are the circumstances of life. Therefore, we extend our apologies to you and all the residents of Ouagadougou for the noise of weapons over these 2 days. This happened because certain things are not functioning well, which we have observed and will also explain to you here. We have a tendency to always blame the other Burkina. I believe that most of you here are older than I am. So what I'm going to tell you is that we really need to change the pace. We need to change the pace, we need to move quickly. All countries are in a state of urgency. So everyone at their level must be able to move faster and abandon unnecessary administrative burdens. I couldn't even specify this point, or that point where we need to be. Quick. It's all the points. In Burkina, everything is urgent. From security to defense to health, to social action, to infrastructure, everything is urgent. We will have to move quickly. While waiting to have specific points. Soon on, the different ministries, to examine them one by one. I will also ask you for a point that could help us in the urgency. Maybe the SG will compile that. I know that you use Land Cruiser pickups in your ministries, often underutilized. And there are often many in your hangars. Maybe they have nothing wrong, but perhaps just minor issues. Identify everything and give us the general report. We need it. Can we have this report by Tuesday at the latest? because we will surely requisition them.
A few hours later, he was found dead in his bed, dead from a heart attack. If you betray, you will meet a grim end. That's how it is. Imperialism has no friends. Imperialism uses you. And when it is done using you, it does with you what it wants. Follow my gaze. You understand what I'm talking about. It has always been like this. The third vice I invite you to rid yourself of is incompetence. A. I return again to the words of the slam poet who walked on my tongue. Incompetence. You will understand what it is about. Incompetence is a very dangerous phenomenon that they have used to destroy African society. In our administrations, there is a lot of incompetence. Let's acknowledge it. The incompetent have a lot of space alongside imperialism, because the incompetent can hinder the development of a country. The incompetent can make you doubt yourself. The incompetent love ease. The incompetent want everything for themselves. The incompetent do not like those who are competent. They do not like those who innovate, those who seek. The incompetent are dangerous. When you are enlightened, the incompetent do not like you. When you want to innovate, the incompetent do not like you. The incompetent can recognize someone who is competent and will fight them to their last breath because they fear the competent. Seek knowledge. Seek knowledge and work. Work hard to be competent. Banish incompetence. Because through the distractions we are encouraged to adopt, we become incompetent. Let me give you an example. Social media is the prime place for publishing information today. People get informed through the internet and many other things. A young person who posts on social media an article about their farm or an agricultural project or a scientific project. I am young, I know the terms. It might not get 1,000 views, but a young person who posts about trivialities, what I call nonsense. Across the lands of Africa, millions of children wake up to hunger, to hardship, but still with hope in their eyes. These children, the ones without shoes, without books, they are not a burden. They are our future. Born into poverty, they carry the weight of broken systems and forgotten promises. But one leader dares to change that. We will not wait for the West to rescue our children. We will educate them ourselves. We will feed them, clothe them, and give them the tools to build a new Africa. Every child with a pencil in their hand is a bullet we remove from the battlefield. Education is our revolution. Because to build a strong nation, you don't just train soldiers, you teach children. If you want to see Africa rise, look into the eyes of a child and give them a future. Share this message.
Traore was disappointed when he heard that Congo's president had offered the country's resources to the US in exchange for help against the M23 rebels. He believes African problems should be solved by Africans, not foreign powers.
The children of Congo have been dying for years. We would have liked to see the African Union generate the forces and all the necessary strategies to support these states so they can regain peace. For nearly 10 years, the Sahel has been the theater of international terrorism. But we see no support from these organizations to find a solution to this problem. Worse, a few days ago, a country foreign to Africa openly announced having supported and participated in a cowardly terrorist and barbaric attack against the forces of our confederation in Tinsawatten. The African Union did not utter a word to condemn this interference by a state outside of Africa in the internal affairs of our states. I would like them to hear this and therefore break their silence and take action so that the youth can believe in the African Union.
Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré has announced plans to create a welfare system to help low-income citizens by giving them free houses and farms. He said the country must stop relying on Europe and the U.S. and focus on its own development. However, France and the U.S. have accused him of human rights abuses and are suggesting sanctions against his government. Despite this, Traoré remains determined to improve the lives of his people and make Burkina Faso more independent.
This dude is the man. This dude is the man. This dude is the man. In the same week, this man, Ibrahim Traoré, said no to Trumpy, Saudi Arabia, and Air France. In the same week, Trumpy invited Captain Ibrahim Traoré to come to the US and have a meeting with him. He said no. Not only that, he said no. He said, and I quote, "No, I'm busy building my country." Elite. And Trump got mad. He said that was disrespectful and he was going to put sanctions on Burkina Faso. Yo, this dude is the man. This dude is the man. Saudi Arabia approached him. They wanted to build 200 mosques in Burkina Faso. He said, and I quote, he said, "No, our people can pray anywhere. If the people in Gaza can still pray while they're getting bombed, our people in Burkina Faso can also pray. We don't need mosques." He said, "We do not need mosques. We need schools, we need hospitals, we need companies, we need businesses, we need industries, but we do not need mosques." Elite. This dude is the man. This dude is the man. A few weeks ago, maybe a month, Air France said that they would not send the planes in Burkina Faso because Burkina Faso was a red zone, right? And Captain Ibrahim Traoré said, "Okay, if you're not going to send your planes here, that's fine. All these other companies are sending their planes here. And you are saying that our country is a red zone. No problem." Fast forward this week, Air France got in contact with Ibrahim Traoré, and this time they're like, "We would like to send our planes in Burkina Faso moving forward." And he said, and I quote again, "Before you start sending your planes over here, make sure that you tell the rest of the world that Burkina Faso is not a red zone. Tell them that Burkina Faso is a green zone before you can start sending your planes over here, because you were the ones putting that in the press that we were a red zone. No problem. You want to send your planes over here? Cool. But you gotta make sure that you tell the rest of the world that Burkina Faso is a green zone from now on." Elite. This dude is the man. Meanwhile, the president of Congo is over here begging Donald Trump for help. I'm so embarrassed.